How good is Deni Avdija really? He's not flashy, he's not a star yet, but Deni Avdija is quietly becoming one of the most complete young wings in the NBA, and most people haven't even noticed. What's going on, everyone? My name's Devin. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Today we are going to be talking about none other than Deni Avdija and asking the question, how good is he really? Before the video gets started, guys, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so if you've seen my channel and maybe you just haven't subscribed yet, or you really just like the Blazers or Deni Avdija, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And make sure to comment and let me know, what video do you guys want to see next? Do you want to see another in-depth video about a specific player? Do you want to see some more trade ideas? With all that said though, let's get into the video. Deni Avdija was traded to the Portland Trailblazers last offseason after being acquired on draft day, and while he was on the Wizards, the team was quite a bit of a mess. But even then, Deni quietly put together multiple great seasons, which included defending some stars in the league and working on his shot and just proving that he might actually become a championship level role player one day. But what does his ceiling look like in Portland? So today I want to figure that out, but before that, let's rewind a little bit. Deni Avdija was drafted 9th overall in 2020 from Maccabi Tel Aviv, and he was seen as a high IQ level Euro League prospect. His first few years in the NBA weren't exactly glamorous, as he was stuck behind some guys who just demanded the ball a bit more, such as Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, and overall, Deni was just a bit misused and didn't really get the ball that much. He played through some injuries and his role just seemed a bit unclear despite being drafted 9th overall. The Wizards were just in a bit of a mess, and so Deni never really got to show his true potential. And he kind of just got pushed to the back burner, and many fans even seem to overlook Deni and kind of view him as nothing more than a role player. But this last season in Portland, with a bit more opportunity and confidence, Deni finally looked like the player that he was promised to become on draft night. Deni Avdija is a well-rounded and very just overall talented player, and he has a handful of really big strengths. One of which is his offensive growth, as each season Deni has been in the NBA has been better than his last. This last year in Portland, he averaged a career high in nearly every stat. Deni averaged 16.9 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, and 3.9 assists with 1 steal and almost a block per game. And he shot 47% from the field, 36% from the three-point line, and 78% from the free throw line. He nearly shot career best in every category while still averaging 2 points per game more than his best season the year prior on the Wizards. Deni is great in transition and solid in the short roll passing, and his offensive game is finally caught up, and suddenly he's now a real dual threat player on both ends of the court. Deni Avdija is also becoming one of the most versatile defenders in the NBA, as he's one of the only guys in the league that can truly guard any position. Now I say any position, but truly Deni Avdija specializes in the 1 through 4. He can't really guard centers too well, but even in Portland this last year, the Blazers did experiment a bit playing him at center, kind of just depending on the matchup. Deni is physical at point of attack defense, and he typically takes on the toughest assignment each night. He has really good defensive instincts and just overall is a solid dual threat player. He's a rare young wing who actually wants to defend and does it all, and he's not a selfish player either. Deni Avdija is a very team-oriented player and looks to pass the ball. He's not looking to get his own shot, he's willing to make the extra pass and just overall do whatever it takes to win. Which leads me into another strength of his. Aside from just his offensive growth over the years and his elite defense versatility, he has shown some elite high-end basketball IQ and is just a true glue guy. I know that term glue guy gets passed around a lot, but when you look that up in the NBA dictionary, you should see a picture of Deni Avdija. He plays within the system, and even though it took him a few games to get used to Portland's system, he fits in great with the rest of the team, and he rarely forces bad shots for himself. He makes the extra pass, and like I said before, is a true team player. He's great at rebounding, he's great at passing, and overall he's the kind of player that every good team needs. He's smart, low maintenance, and impactful. And on top of that, he's on the best contract in the NBA. Moving on, there's a few stats that I think are worth noting with Deni Avdija. One of which is his defensive Raptor rating, which is basically a measurement of how much a player improves or hurts their team's defense per 100 possessions while they're on the court. Deni is often put in the top 20 as far as defensive wings in the NBA and how much their defensive impact helps the team while he's on the court. And that's pretty elite considering how many amazing defensive wings are in the NBA. Also, his on-court net rating is great. The Blazers are so much better with him on the court than when he's off the court. I mentioned it earlier, but his true shooting percentage has jumped up year over year. He just finished with a career best 60.5% true shooting percentage on career numbers all across the board. He still overall had a better true shooting percentage, and I think that number's a lot more telling for his overall shooting and his impact as a whole compared to just one specific number. And so if you look at the advanced numbers, Deni's impact is just simply undeniable, and he does it all without needing the ball in his hands 24/7, which is truly telling. And so now, how good is Deni really, and what does his ceiling look like in the NBA and on the Portland Trailblazers team? Well, I think it's best to compare him to some other players in the NBA and kind of give a rough outline of who, at least I believe, he can become one day. Make sure to comment below your thoughts though. I think one player that's a good comparison for Deni Avdija, and is a player that Deni can kind of look to as a hopeful and realistic ceiling, is none other than Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic. Deni is a little bit less productive so far, at least on offense, but has similar elite two-way versatility. Franz Wagner is elite on defense, and he's an elite scorer, scoring 25 plus points per game this last season. Now, I'm not sure if Deni Avdija is able to become quite that, but if he can get up to 20 plus points per game, he is going to be a truly amazing and one of the best third options in the NBA. I don't know if Deni has what it takes to be a first or even second option, honestly, but if the Blazers can find their true star in another player of Deni Avdija's skill level, then I think that's all you need to put a contending team together. Another player comparison I think you could compare Deni to is Kyle Anderson. Deni, of course, has a better jumper and is all around a better scorer, but when you watch them play, they definitely have similar traits. You could also compare Deni Avdija to a guy like OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby has averaged 17 points per game, 5 to 6 rebounds per game, and about 2 to 3 assists per game, and Deni Avdija matches those stats almost perfectly. OG Anunoby, of course, is an elite lockdown defender, but he can also shoot 3 points pretty well. This last year, OG Anunoby shot 38% from the 3-point line. Now, OG's defense is a notch above Deni Avdija's, of course, but as far as shooting and creation goes on the court, I think Deni Avdija is slowly closing that gap. I think a realistic expectation and ceiling in the NBA for Deni Avdija is kind of like an OG Anunoby that may not be quite as good on defense, but is a bit better on offense. Another player who I think is a good comparison for Deni Avdija is prime Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes at his peak averaged around 16 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and 2 to 3 assists, and is all around a solid 3-and-D wing. Harrison Barnes offered a lot of two-way value, and I think Deni Avdija's similar production and added playmaking can make him a Barnes-level starter with extra playmaking upside. Now, while Deni Avdija may never be a true star in the NBA and may never be a number one option, he is the kind of guy that, with the surrounding pieces, could be the difference maker in a playoff series and could be the perfect 2 to 3 option on a contending team. I don't think Deni Avdija is done growing yet, and I would put a lot of money on this next season being his best one yet, especially with added team chemistry with guys like Toumani Camara and Scoot Henderson. I think Deni Avdija is only going to get better from here. So while Deni Avdija may never put up 25 plus points per game and may never be in the MVP conversations, make no mistake, this guy is a winning player. I could easily see him becoming an all-star in the coming seasons, and he was the perfect pickup for the Portland Trailblazers last offseason. So in conclusion, with a ceiling as high as Franz Wagner, but a current impact level of a guy like OG Anunoby, and a player who could become an all-star and swing playoff series in the Blazers' favor, Deni Avdija is currently the best player on this Portland team, and I'm excited to see how he grows in the coming years. He's on the best contract in the NBA, is a perfect glue player, and honestly, you couldn't ask for much more out of a player than what we see in Deni Avdija. There you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please make sure to comment below and let me know your thoughts on the video. Did I get it right? Who do you think is a good comparison for Deni, and what do you think his ceiling is in the NBA? Make sure to like the video and help get this channel to 3,000 subscribers, and comment below what video you want to see next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.